Hello, everyone. I want to welcome you all to the stream. We're going to continue what we started yesterday, which is a multi-part series. And as you can see, I've kind of decked out the Nomad from yesterday. I got a paint for it. And I did do some upgrades that won't impact what we're hoping to do here today. So just kind of keep that in mind, that we're really just upgrading things to prevent any power issues and any ship falling, failings, I guess, as we continue on. So the question of the stream, and here's a friend of ours who's come over and he's been talking to me before I streamed. So I said, hey, if you want to say hi, you absolutely can. You want to say hi? Yeah. So we've got two people here. This is just a random person who happened to pop by who's behind me. And then I have Stark, who you just heard. Actually, Stark, I don't think they did hear you. Now they can hear you if you want to say hello.
Hello.
Oh.
Thanks for having me today.
Oh, no. Oh, no. We literally just got a... We've just got a error here at 30K. And we are down. So I apologize. This is not what we want for our first stream with multiple people. But we are down. So give me just a second and we will get things rolling. Okay, we are back. I've been having some internet issues with my gaming computer today, so hopefully that doesn't continue on. And we're going to have to take a little trip to Daymar and do this the hard way. And you know, our rules here of technical difficulties is that if we hit 3 of those, we may just end the stream early because that's no fun for anybody. But I'm going to go ahead and get the Nomad here and head back to Daymar.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
And while we're doing that, yeah, I'm gonna have to claim this, but actually it claims very fast, so.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle. Your insurance claim has been sent. Your vehicle has been moved to our storage facilities. Vehicle selected. Stand by. Your vehicle has been delivered to the following locations.
So yeah, luckily we didn't lose anything because we didn't have anything. So we'll get this going again. Oh man, we had a good setup too because some random guy happened to be at the mining station, and I was just introducing you to Stark, who was a scheduled guest and still is. But we had some rando show up, and he's like, "Your ship is pretty." And I said, "Hey, if you want to be on stream, wait here." And then he was over my shoulder, about ready to talk when we got the crash. Bad timing for him and for me, and for us. Just gonna verify that I lost what was in the vehicle, so I'm gonna put some food and drink in here real quick, so we can stay hydrated and fed. So I want to quickly get back to heading to Daymar, and when we do, I've got some things to keep us entertained during the trip. So,
Hello, everybody. I'm Stark.
You are
Just
clear
here
to
help
launch.
out whenever needed,
awesome.
and have a good time. That's the best bit.
Yeah, that's the best bit, right? Yeah, we actually have known each other for a little bit, and have never played together, so we're
First time together.
correcting that now. Yeah, first time together. All right, so I'm going to plot some course. There you are on the map. That makes things a lot easier to find. And good thing about this ship is it's pretty zippy, so we'll head on out. And when we go, I'll kind of explain what the whole purpose of this stream has become, or at least this series that we're working on right now.
Thank you, and please visit again.
Okay, awesome. So the purpose of this stream series that we're working on right now is just kind of like pose a question. You know, I hear questions kind of repeated in chat quite a bit. And when they are, you know, we see these sort of standard answers kind of rise up. But you never know who's making them the popular answer. Usually, you know, you'd like to count on some, you know, educated people who do whatever it is that you're asking about. Like, for example, rock mining. There's Star Streams is one of the people who does quite a bit of rock mining in Star Citizen. And, you know, if he answers your question, of course, that's, you can kind of just take that to the bank. But anyone else, you know, including myself, by the way, I'm putting myself in this category. If I answer the question, am I really telling you the truth? Is my research anecdotal? And we want to correct that today by this series asking the question, where's the best place to mine Hadanite? And right now we are looking at 2 moons that are often answered. And I'll throw up the scorecard. Pop back to my gaming stream here and just kind of carry through. Now we got a little bit of a setback line, wasting no time. I was on the pad, and that, of course, isn't what happened, as you know. So we'll give this another go. And the way I'm tracking time is I am using a timer, and I'm setting the master time, and I will do the total time that we're mining from when I take off from the pad. That's how we did it yesterday, so I want to keep doing that. That means you're on the moon. We're not going to track like how long it takes for you to get to the moon. As you see, I'm not anywhere near Daymar, so that's not part of the activity of rock mining, right? So we're not going to count that against the moon because you may be living next to Daymar, and that may be kind of your reason for going there and mining there. But if you know it takes a little bit of travel time to go to, say, Magda, because that's a much better moon if we find out, then it might be worth that travel time for you. So with that said, we're just going to keep pressing on here. We'll head to Daymar, and then we will load up the rock and get things going. I wonder what happened. So that's really interesting, Stark. Did my ship just disappear, or were you still hanging out there?
Your ship was there for about 5 minutes, and then it disappeared. And I was thinking, where's he gone? But obviously we had a 13k, so
yeah, there was a connection issue, and as I mentioned earlier to you, like I've had some weird internet drops here, which I think is kind of maybe a faulty router. So because my streaming computer is hardwired, so maybe I just need to do that with my gaming computer to get that to not be an issue.
I'm gonna say sometimes it can be a bit annoying when another player thinks you're there and you're ignoring them, but you're not. Lights on, but nobody's home.
I gave you a little bit of a heads up that might happen, and of course it did. But we'll get to mining very shortly here. What ship were you flying, by the way? I didn't.
I am flying the Avenger Titan.
Oh, great. Yeah.
I got it in standard color as well. I haven't got any decals, but hopefully we'll change that rather sooner or later.
Yeah, I'm kind of addicted to getting paints. So even though I bought this ship in game, I spent real money to get a ship paint because I don't know. Some of the default colors are fine, but yeah, I don't know why. I just feel like I want my ship to be mine, so I want to paint it. And I know other people may have the same paint I have, but that's just kind of the way I think.
It's lovely, some of the presets that they've got that you can buy, but it would be amazing if they did add the feature of changing the color to whatever you want. But hopefully one day we'll get that.
Yeah, I'm wondering, will they do that? Because then they lose out on all those little paint sales that they have, right? Unless they do something that you can't do through some sort of colorizer tool that they put in game.
For sure, for sure. Well, you know, we're still in alpha phase. We've got many times to go yet.
Yeah. Yeah, in terms of priority, I'm not sure that, you know, custom paint job is, you know, at the top of their list of things to do.
No.
Hopefully elevators are at the top of their list, because those things
Exactly
are
what I
still
was going to say.
they're still very flaky. And every time they say they've fixed the elevators, I'm like, did you really fix them? Did you fix them, or did you just fix them? You know. Today I was at New Babbage, and their elevators are horrible. Of the last couple of patches, where you can't even get into the elevator. So I was a little worried that I'd get stuck there, because when you do, you have to backspace, and then that's no fun.
I've seen some players get stuck in elevators at New Babbage for an hour, just trying to respawn, and they get stuck in it. So
Yeah.
hopefully I'll get it fixed.
Yeah, it was working for me today, but that isn't always the case. I know some people are still complaining about elevators, although I haven't really heard too much recently, since they've done some minor patches since 3.17.2. There have been a couple of minor patches, and one of them apparently had elevator fixes listed. But again, I've seen that on a list before. Okay, I'm pulling up
On a list, but it doesn't actually come out into game until 2 development patches later.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and land on the same pad you're on. Wait, that's not a Titan. That's in a yeah, you're in a you're not in a Titan, unless that's not your ship.
Aurora, that's the one.
The Aurora. Oh, okay. I thought it looked like you were on. What is that called? Because that's one of the starter ships. It's not an Aurora.
The Aurora is the other one I've got, the actual cargo ship that you can put containers back on. I think this one is the Titan. I'm not sure.
No.
It's a ship. It gets me from A to B.
All right. With that said, I'm gonna go get some get my rock here, spawn my rock, and get that loaded up one more time, and then we'll get to mining. Yeah, I foolishly thought I was going to be able to do 2 sessions, you know, like one on Daymar and then one on Magda, and bounce between both of them in the same stream. And that is a lofty goal, considering it takes the amount of time it takes to travel where you need to travel, and more importantly, just to deal with the technical interruptions that tend to pop up. But I was like, okay, we'll do 2.5 hours, you know, 1 hour on Daymar, 1 hour on Daymar, a half an hour to travel, and then we'll do one on Magda. But that didn't happen. All right, so
hopefully sometime we'll be able to get a longer session with all of them in. Hopefully.
Yeah, that would be great. Just getting my. Oh, so this is the one that I just.
Vehicle selected. Stand by.
Yeah, I had this one claimed already, so. I wanted to take the orange one to match the Nomad, but we're beyond color matching at this point. I want to get going.
It certainly is a lovely day to go out mining today, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very clear out here in Daymar right now.
Who knows, maybe we might get some more unexpected visitors again
Oh,
today
that
to
would have
help
been
us out.
perfect. Yeah, I was just saying that. Like, how perfect would that have been? Just some random person just shows up and, says whatever they want on a live stream.
Sure. That'd be pretty cool.
Oh, spinning around here. And of course, with the Nomad, kind of the one drawback with the Rock is you do have to back it up into the Nomad. It won't fit if you drive straight in. I don't believe so. Let's see if I've given myself a challenge here.
You slightly missed it.
Yeah, well, I have these obstacles here that these little light things will actually stop any vehicle on its tracks. Like, you can get a tank trapped on one of these light poles, which I did yesterday.
As you do.
So I had to avoid. Okay, finally. Yeah, I think this Nomad really was kind of designed to carry a Rock.
It certainly was as a perfect fit.
Yeah, it does. I'm not sure if the DS fits or not. It is wider than the Rock. The Rock DS is wider than the Rock, obviously. But I've never tested that, so I don't know. Okay, so we're at the pad, and I'm just gonna see if I can get things rolling here. I'm gonna get the timer going. And before I do that, I'm going to check my balance. So we know what dollar amount I'm at. Okay, so let me just record that real quick. Kind of a good time to do a little bit of a plug. How am I recording my balance? I'm using one of the custom features of the Discord server that we run, the Know Nothings. We have a custom bot called Hawking, and I track my balance using Hawking, so I can see how much money I've made when I do like a trading run, or in this case, I want to kind of capture my balance before I head out to do some mining, so I can not only see what my balance is, I also get some stats on my balance. So we've got that recorded. And now the official timer is starting now. And let's go do some mining.
So do you want to let everyone know where we're going today?
Well, that's a great question. So where are we again? What mining station? I think you had it written down.
141.
Yeah, we're at 141. So what I like to do is I kind of want to follow the sun a little bit. I want to get the sun underneath me. And I'm going to take off right from here and head on out. And I'm going to fly away from the mining station that we were just at, because some random person could show up again and this time not be so friendly as the last gentleman who popped in. So I don't want to be caught trying to mine while I'm kind of putting myself at risk. So I move away from the jump point. I'm just kind of heading generally towards the sun, and then when we get far enough away, I'll start pinging and we'll start looking for some Hadanite. And as I mentioned, I'm kind of counting this initial run as the first run of the oh man, this thing really does nosedive on me.
say some of the ships are quite difficult to steer, especially if you've got a vehicle in the back.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this one, when you're at high speeds, it literally has like a very fine degree up and down where if I just go a little bit down, it nosedives. So that's a little strange. Okay, I think we've kind of
Just another one of our quirky bugs to get fixed one day.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just the way that this thing rolls or not, but yeah. So I'm gonna kind of ignore these initial boxes that that just popped up, and I'm gonna start scanning, and I'm looking for something that's, you know, I might just go check this one that's 1,000 meters away. And so I find a box, and then I just head towards it and start pinging. And if it's still a box when I'm around 1,000 meters away, which this one is, then it's going to be some gems. And there's a first set of gems. So now just begs the question, what kind of gems are they? The Apherite. Now, we never really talked about what I'm going to do if I come across a cluster of Apherite, but I think we want to ask the question Hadanite, so we're going to ignore anything that's not Hadanite. So even though that would be something under normal circumstances I might mine, just because Apherite isn't that bad, it's the second most valuable of the 3 gems that you can mine in a rock. But we're not fooling around with that. We want to focus on Hadanite. And if all you run across is Apherite, then this moon can take the title for the best place to mine Apherite, not Hadanite. So
Certainly has a range of what you can mine here.
yeah, I think you're going to find... I don't know. I haven't mined here in a while, but I think Apherite is pretty popular. And so is... I mean... Hadanite used to be here quite a bit. I'm still liking this ship, though. This is a really nice ship. Did you just radar lock me?
No.
I'm seeing all kinds of bugs on the... I'm not sure if this ship actually is... These instrument panels, like... Oh, wait, we're getting fired upon. Did you hear those...
Are we in base?
Did you hear that gunshot?
I did not, but I am 4,000... I'm radar locked as well. I think we have some company with us today.
I think we do. Yes, we do.
Let's give them a introduction to who we are.
I just realized that my back cargo bay was completely open. So
Where are we being fired upon? That's the question. I can't find our perpetrator.
yeah, either can I. They're not on radar, so we may have just been on the outskirts of their radar. But I definitely heard gunshots. There's again, radar lock. Well, we might just travel a little bit further, a little bit faster before we do any mining if we're going to get picked off here. We're just about 6 minutes in, so not too far or heavily invested quite yet. Yeah, if you spot him, I don't see him on radar at all, so...
I think we were near a base.
Oh,
from what I
maybe.
can see. No, I have a radar lock again. I think we do definitely have some company.
All right. Well, what we might do is just... I mean, if they're going to be friendly, I'm cool mining, but... Yeah, I can see someone back there. Let me see who they are. I can't get a lock on them. They're too far away. But I definitely see their marker back there. We're just going to keep pressing on. We may not have, you know, the best outcome from a mining perspective, but seeing us getting blown up. There's another cluster.
Oh, we found another.
It's a pretty big one, so, you know, this is one of those things where if ends up being Hadanite, it'll almost be as much as I mined yesterday.
We sure can get profitable with Hadanite.
Yeah, it takes a little bit more time, you know. You have to kind of break a lot more rocks. Oh, this is Hadanite. Oh,
Perfect
yeah,
find.
so there's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 rocks. This is the biggest cluster, you know, I've seen in a while. So we're definitely going to land at, you know, even with enemies abound. So total time for that was like 8 minutes, 30 seconds, but kind of take that with a grain of salt because we did take off and we flew away, but we did the same thing yesterday and it was 7 minutes before we found a cluster and it was only 2, so...
Sometimes you can get there in a minute and you can find something. Sometimes it can be 20 minutes. You just got to get the luck of the pot.
Yeah, and I think it's closer to a couple of minutes because really I'm not, you know, I'm adding the time of us flying away from the station.
For sure.
Yeah, I definitely see a marker over there, but oh, I went to the wrong side of my ship. Still getting used to it, still getting used to it. And this ship, of course, doesn't actually have landing gear that touches the ground. So is that going to be okay? I don't think that's going to be okay. I'm going to have to fix that. Just adding to our time. Yeah, I wish these doors opened a little bit faster.
Yeah. I have to say, the graphics in this game.
Oh, that's
They are
true, yeah.
outstanding.
Yeah, I feel the same way. It's like, never heard anyone say Star Citizen is ugly.
No. They certainly take their time to, you know, make sure it's top notch.
I think that's going to be fine. Okay, finally. It's been a long road to get to where we are now to break some rocks, but I have to say, like, right off the bat, getting a big cluster like this, you know, it's kind of putting Daymar in the top spot right away. So we'll see if it stays there, of course, but All right, while I break these rocks, I like to focus, so I'll just throw a little background music on, as I always do, and break some rocks. Oops, sorry about that. A little distracted because I've got too many buttons to push and pull to make sure that audio is working just fine. So I'm going to go ahead and mute everything, and we'll go back to the me breaking rocks part of this. So if you can hear me, Stark, I'm just gonna keep everything kind of muted down here for just a bit, and that way I can just crack these rocks as quickly as possible. So I like to break 2 rocks at a time, so I'm going to scoop these guys up and then break the other sets here in a second. If you're wondering why my diamonds look yellow if you're watching on stream, it's because I'm wearing a helmet that colorizes those. It'll change the color of the HUD automatically.
Go mining.
What was that? I'm sorry?
It certainly does go useful when you're mining.
Yeah,
Hammer up.
absolutely. You got a light on me from your ship?
Yes, I can turn it off.
Oh, that'd be great. Oh, thank you very much. It's washing out. It was washing out the ground, and I couldn't see as clearly as I can now.
They sure do look absolutely amazing when you are lasering them.
Oh, do they? Yeah, I've never actually. You can't actually do third person in a rock while you're actually mining, because it will change the where your laser's pointed. Even if you don't move your mouse, if you jump out into third person, it destroys that. So, kind of no fun. I think I'll break these next 3 here, but kind of keep things rolling. Trying to break things as, kind of quickly, but without rushing, because I know that's going to impact our time.
Sometimes.
Oh, I'm sorry, what was that?
You do have to be careful sometimes with certain minables because obviously, for example, Quantanium does blow up if you overheat it.
Yeah, and the way the gemstones work is it very rarely will just blow up and damage you, but what it does is kind of inconvenience you by scattering the rocks to scoop. So it makes it a lot more challenging to scoop them up if you break it while it's overcharged. But it's not as damaging as like Quantanium, which will kill you. Yeah, you can see I'm just not great. Yeah, see, this actually is an overcharged rock, so that was kind of my bad. So you'll see these diamonds are just all over. And I'm going to go ahead and go back to the music and focus on breaking, so I can get through these without having that happen again, because I probably am not going to hunt all those down. So yeah, we'll be cracking some rocks here, and be right back after that's all done. Yeah, that one did not want to break. It was bouncing all over the place. And it just did not want to break. And as soon as I got anywhere near the green zone, it just popped over. But yeah, no, the thing with rock mining, of course, is you don't get gadgets and modules to add to your laser. So, you know, you really are just kind of breaking the rock with the stock mining laser. And that's a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing because you know every rock that you come across, every gemstone rock that you come across can be broken by whatever you have. But some are more challenging than others. And when you have challenging things like that, where it was just bouncing right from the bottom of the green right into the top of the green, you just kind of have to roll with it. And just, you know, I think in many cases, patience wins out. You just have to kind of take your time. Running into a little bit.
Isn't optimal.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was that?
It certainly isn't optimal, but you know,
Yeah.
we make it work.
And we're going to definitely try to scoop a little bit more here, because we've got a lot of loose rocks lying around. Of course, that looks like one that's not on the ground. Okay. And again, I'm not sure how patient we're going to be. You know, I know that's kind of a hit on Daymar if I don't scoop all those up, but at the same time, there's a time factor as well, and it's my bad for overcharging that, and the kind of the penalty is I don't get to keep all those rocks, because it would take 10-20 minutes just to hunt those down. So a lot of people don't go for those. Yeah, let's see if we can talk our way through this one as I'm breaking, because you kind of sense what's going on. As is with all mining, as soon as you hit the green zone, the properties of the rock will change, and it'll become much, much more sensitive to the energy that you're putting into it, right up until it's in the green zone. So you really have to power through, get into the green zone, and then back off almost always. And so that's why getting into the green zone and staying there is the best and fastest way.
And how exactly do you get into the green zone? Is there a technique?
Just using, yeah, I mean, technically with this, there's really only one, which is just to power up your laser and put it at a place where it's, so if you think about it this way, you're adding energy into the rock. And as it adds energy into the rock, you know, it's sort of an exponential thing. It'll start to grow, and it'll escalate very quickly. And so, like right now, you start off at 100%. You're more than fine. And so the energy level is rising, rising, rising. It'll start to rise faster. It'll be unstable. That's the bouncing that you see when you're breaking a rock. You'll see this kind of bounce, this sort of bounce up and down. And then as soon as you get close to the green zone, you power back down. And then when you're in the green zone, you usually have to power very much down. So like right now I'm at 17% and it's dropping down. And then I got to quickly power up if I fall out of the green zone. I did that intentionally to show you, or to show the streamer, people watching the stream. Because I realize, Stark, you can't see my screen. But then, you know, if it's bubbling in the green zone, kind of keeping it there, powering down, powering up, just trying to keep it somewhere close to the center of the green zone. And noticing that these diamonds are not scooping up great right now, but there we go. That's pretty good.
I'm just witnessing you collecting all of the Hadanite here, and it looks absolutely amazing.
Oh, cool. Yeah, like I said, I've never seen it from third-person perspective because it just won't let me do that. If I go into third person, look what happens to my laser. And I can't control the laser anymore. That's now camera control, so...
Certainly will be used as a deadly weapon.
Yeah, you can use this thing as a... It is a little bit... In fact, I learned that by parking one time I was doing some rock mining, and I parked my ship pretty close to the rocks that I wanted to break, thinking that would save me some time. But then I went out and my mining laser's like, friendly target, because it was referring to the fact that I was too close to my ship, and this is a weapon that you're firing on your ship. So I had to move my ship just to get the laser to work.
Luckily, you didn't, damage the ship and get stranded. With all
Yeah, I think it like sort of prevented that. But okay, so we've broken all the rocks, and I'm gonna spend just a little bit of time scooping some of these orphaned rocks that are all over the place. Can you see rocks in your? You probably can't in your.
I can't. When I'm in my ship, I can, but it
Oh, yeah.
almost clicks them all anyway.
So I'm gonna try to collect a few of these, and then we'll head out. Because that
And
was.
if you're needing to find rocks, but you can also get a handheld mining device, just for those who do want to stand up and do it, and you can scan for rocks
Yeah.
via in person as well,
Yeah, that's a good tip.
just in case you can't see it in a buggy of an enormous size like that.
Yeah, I think you can use hand mining tools even on like Quantanium rocks, can't you? I don't know if you've tried that before.
You
But
can, yeah. It's a bit more difficult because you have to go backwards and forwards towards your ship to store it. But it is doable. It's
Right.
just you have to factor in the 15 minutes before it does become toxic and detonates.
So we'll just do a little hunting. I'm not going to go all the way down into that valley. And we are leaving quite a bit.
I'm having a quick look for you now.
Yeah, there's just a ton, but I overcharged that. And that's the penalty you pay, is that it scatters these all over. And then you get to decide, hey, is it worth going and tracking them all down? And I
Would you like
usually...
me to use my ship light to help you find them?
No, I can see them quite well because I've got the diamonds. I can see
Okay.
exactly where they are, and they're just all over. They scatter really from just hundreds of kilometers away from. So I've gotten most of those. I did kind of my best in earnest because I know we're trying to run an experiment, but I can already tell you that Daymar is going to win over Magda, at least round one in this session, because we're at like 21 SUs, and I don't think I even got to 20 on Magda.
I think I found some. I think I found some over here.
Yeah, that's okay. We're going to let those go because I don't want to... I want to kind of keep an eye on the clock as kind of another factor. And and if you were mining this for real, on your own without doing an experiment, you probably wouldn't track those down unless you really were desperate for money. So that's a pretty good run. Especially for the first one. It took us a lot longer to break those down. But, there were more rocks. We were only breaking 2 rocks on Magda. So...
You get lucky.
Yeah, and it's already dark time, nighttime. So we're looking at 37 total minutes right now. I still gotta figure these doors out because they don't open for me. But that's kind of what you want to, I don't mind in the dark, so we're going to kind of do what we did last time, which is to kind of jump towards the sun. Stark, what we're going to do is I'm going to pop up, and if you want to follow me, you can, but you'll be able to jump to me once I find a new spot. I'm going to jump up and then find a different a different spot that's in the sun.
Let's have a little. I'll do that. It'd be easier.
So I'm going to head to security post Maloto?
It's on what? Daymar.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just jumping to the same moon, just kind of jumping to something that's on the sun side. And once I do that, I'm going to just kind of head to the sun, and we'll pick back up where we left off. And you can always jump to me.
I found the security post.
Yeah. And we'll get right into scanning. You're having some ship difficulties?
Yeah, I can't move.
Oh no.
Let me just pull my keyboard out.
Having all kinds of timer issues here too as well. I can't keep my timer from going here, so it keeps resetting on me, so that's going to be a little difficult for us to keep track of our time. Oh, great. Yeah, I've got the official clock that I started. That's working, but unfortunately it keeps closing down on me, and then I have to reopen the app just to get it to see what's going on. Do I have VTOL? No, I don't. Okay. Now you find a cluster and you're like, well, why did you move locations? You found a cluster. There's got to be more of that. That was a hotspot that I just left. And I've chosen to leave those things when we're in the dark because I don't mind in the dark. And I have to bring some of my preference to this experiment because I don't want to just do it completely blind. And I know a lot of miners who don't like mining in the dark as well, and they won't. I only know one who insists on mining in the dark, in fact, but that person is rare. And the reason why is because what you may not be seeing at home is these moons have no atmosphere, but they do have a lot of wind, and it's not very realistic actually that the wind has that much force, because the force of wind, of course, is related to the atmosphere. Uh, yeah, so, you know, the ships, they do get unstable. Yeah. And then they bounce around. So you add that into the mix when you're trying to mine at night, and, you know, it's just like not fun. These rocks are not scanning for me. Ooh, that looked like that. Yeah. This happened to me yesterday, and I ended up bed logging because I came across a couple of rocks that...
From what I can see, you might be lucky. Yeah.
I don't think it's a 30K though. I mean, I'm just gonna skip them. And what we did last time is, if we find another set of rocks that don't scan, actually, I take that back. It didn't happen to me yesterday. That was it? I'm losing my mind. I'm not sure. That may have been when we were mining with the prospector. In fact, I know it was. Yeah, because I...
75%.
There's a 3 set, and you know that what hurts is that if we're trying to keep track of how long it takes to find a cluster, that stat's going to be, you know, going to have to average out and include some of the technical scanning issues. So that's apherite. That at least scanned. That's a good sign. But we're not
Hopefully
mining it.
one day they might be able to add a feature in the game, you know, that you can track your working progress.
Yeah, some kind of timer or something. But I don't know, you know, like they've been shy about sharing the tracking of how many hours a player plays, so I don't know if they will give us the tool to kind of find that out on our own.
Maybe someone in the community might make one day, integrated with your bot, for example.
Yeah. Just gonna do a little course correction here. I usually head to the sun, but it looks like there's nothing but mountains ahead of us. So I want to go west. Those look like rocks, but they didn't. Alright, that's interesting. Yeah, both
We
of
might
those
have
are
found
rocks.
ourselves something over here as well.
Well, I'm gonna try to not use you as a scout. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and keep pressing on, because if I use you as a scout, that's not fair.
Sure.
But usually these things are pretty easy to find. I mean, you really just have to know the technique of... And every time I do the scanning technique correctly, you know, like I just found a couple more right here. So you should be able to, you know, save a lot of time by not having to track down every single box that comes across your scanner if you just look for the correct amount of distance from you. Yeah, you can hear that wind, and it's this ship is actually doing pretty well. So there's Hadanite, there's 3. So that didn't take too long. Let me just, I apologize for the interruption here, but I need to log into my iPad just to do this marker. So, because it's deciding to log out every 5 seconds or so. Okay, so where do I want to land? I'm just going to land up here. That's pretty good.
Engine systems enabled.
I definitely did not do that.
Engine systems disabled.
Okay. My engines turned themselves back on. So. I do like that ladder animation on this ship. It's kind of cool. It like just staggers out. It's pretty cool. And yeah, it looks like it put my stuff back in.
Oops.
Yeah, I mean, this is already surprising me how much we're finding, even though we had a couple of kind of a little bit of a dry run, but just finding these. And if you're expecting to go anywhere and only find Hadanite, obviously that's not going to happen.
Extraction mode on.
Just got to get the luck,
Fracturing mode on.
Not sure if you got your light on me, but if you do, could you pop that off? Yeah, it's just it's really difficult for me to see when you got the light on me when you're spotlighting me. There we go. Awesome. What was that? What happened?
Warning. Power critical.
Are you okay? Okay, you didn't. That's what matters.
Extraction mode on.
Yeah, you just mentioned that I had you and myself muted when you said that, but that's just a visual desync bug. It's not really what's happening. It's just the way you're observing my gameplay in game, and that happens quite a bit. I've seen people rock mine and like seen that bug before, where it just looks like the lasers is pointing into the sky. And it's not, really. It's just a desync.
Sending a beacon for help.
Yeah, it's just telling everybody, hey, I'm mining down here. So I'm at 28.2 CSCUs. I think that's more than we did on Magda yesterday. In all.
How many can you hold?
I think I can hold 28 more. Wait, I'll look it up here when I'm not.
Warning. Power critical.
80 is the cargo hold on the rock.
You can get a pretty good amount in there then.
You can, but I mean, you're gonna run out of time before you run out of storage with this, because these things break down. Pretty reliably break down. And I don't know of anyone who tries to get a full load, because you're basically, but you can see how long it took for us to get 28. I'm, obviously 40 is half, right? But I'm at, I'll push 30 here, I think. And I'm starting to get a little itchy with 30, because between the time and when you start to use the laser long enough, this thing just breaks down. And when it breaks down, it's not fun. What ends up happening is you can't remove the cargo from this thing any other way other than having it in your ship. So you really have to push to get this into your ship, and that is the only way you can get these things the things that you've harvested back to sell. So what I do is there's actually in your MFD you can look at the power triangle, and then you can go into the items, and you can kind of look at the status of your mining laser, the mining arm, and then there's the drivetrain and the cooler. And you can kind of check them out. And if they're sitting there with 100% with a heart, that's pretty good. But you can see, I'm looking right now at my drivetrain, and it's starting to go down. And the mining laser, is not at full power either. But that might be because it's actually off. So you just kind of look at those. Oh, there you are. You just look at those and keep a watch on those, and they'll give you a good sign that your rock is about ready to die down. I'm gonna reverse drive.
Are we heading back to the mining station now?
No, I think I'm going to keep going. Where are we at with time? Let me check my timer again. Let me log back in real quick. I got to fix this. Yeah, so we are right at 58 minutes of the official time. And I gave myself, I'm going to give myself another couple of minutes before we call this session done. And I think there must be some kind of a bug, because when I power down my engines and I try to get out of my seat, okay, it works the second time. But it's almost like my key bindings got messed up there, because when I hit Y to get out of the seat, it actually it was like I hit R, and it got me flight ready. All right, can I get in there? Okay, so I'm gonna try to get one more run in, and that would be a match, because we've done 2, two runs, and I would like to match what we did on Magda if possible. And I went as far as an hour and 7 minutes before I called it yesterday. So I am going to just... I wish that would stay open. So we're at 59 minutes right now. We do have time to take a very, very quick screenshot because that's kind of a cool screenshot. You're kind of hovering over there. And I'm going to get one without you with this kind of the skyline here. Okay. Don't penalize me for that time. It's important. All right, so
doesn't count, don't worry.
It doesn't count. Yeah, just we'll shave a couple of minutes off. All right, so I'm gonna head back to the sun and get cruising, and we'll try to get one more run in here. So that'll be 3 runs, and we already know, assuming I don't crash or we bug out, we already know this is going to be more than Magda. It just is. How much more? I think I'm sitting around 90K right now.
Flying in this game is so amazing. Can't deny it.
Yeah, it really is. And then when you switch ships, like I said, I bought this ship yesterday. I never flew it, but I knew, some people rock mine in this ship, especially those just sort of starting out in the game. This might be the first ship that they can do something, or do rock mining, and because this will be I think this is probably the smallest ship that will take a rock. And I was just flying this ship yesterday, and I'm like, man, it feels like an electric car. It's so responsive. It just kind of stops, and even the noises, which I know you can't hear, Stark, but it has like an electric engine sound, which is really cool. There we go. There's another.
Hopefully it's as reliable as an electric car and doesn't break down too much.
Well, as you say that, that ends up being a rock. As you say that, I did get a power indicator light kicked on yesterday, and I'm like, oh no, did I buy a ship that breaks down with power issues? Yeah. So, but it hasn't come on yet today. And the ship is fast enough that if you really do whip it around, you can definitely pass out.
Yeah, G-force in this game is pretty realistic in a sense of you need to monitor it, otherwise you can pass out, and that can cause obviously health disadvantages. So
let's see here. Okay, I thought I saw one, but my eyes may have been fooling me here.
Got a lovely screenshot of you zooming past there.
That's awesome. So yeah, if you run across these situations that I'm trying to find a box that falls in the category that we're looking for. And sometimes, when you're doing the stream, it's easy. When I'm streaming, I kind of have a lot on my mind. I'm doing other things. And so this is really helpful for you to be here, Stark, because it helps me realize, and keeping company and talking to somebody, it's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I just found, you just blew past me there. I'm going to come down from above you. FYI, but there's 2 here.
And land.
Let's see what this one looks like. If it's Hadanite, we will mine it, and that will be our last run on Daymar, at least for this session. And it's not scanning. It's Dolvine. It is Dolvine. So we'll keep going. Definitely going to give ourselves some more time.
I'm stuck in circular mode.
What does that mean?
I'm spinning. That's better.
Yeah.
Gotta be careful when flying your ship, because sometimes looking at the wrong cursor can mean, you know, a big difference.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just gonna say, I think my nose dipping in the Nomad is related to, you know, kind of flying at high speeds, in atmosphere. It seems like that is the trigger because I've kind of dialed it down a little bit. Oh, now I saw. Yeah, I've been getting fooled by rocks lately. I don't know what happened. That definitely appeared. With the right timing. And there's another. Now this definitely should not be a rock. I mean, it should be, some diamonds. There we go. Looks like there's two here. Yeah, and this ship just stops on a dime. And you can whip it around and I think it's actually maybe even a little bit better than using like a Valkyrie or MSR because you know, with it being smaller too, it actually gives you a little bit better opportunity to land too in multiple places. That's Aphorite, so we're going to skip that. And we're still going to go give it our best, and we're going to take back those screenshot moments and add them to our total here. Because we're just at 1 hour and 6 minutes. So hopefully this will be our... No, that's another rock, but I guess that's a... There we go. Let's check that one out. And it's a three rocks situation there. So yeah, let's see what we got here. Keep your fingers crossed that this is Hadanite. Come on, Hadanite.
Fingers crossed.
Oh, it's not scanning. Come on, scan. Oh, okay. Let's try that again here. Oh, come on. You can scan. Hadanite. Okay. This is our last little cluster here. And it's just a 3, but you know what? That's not too bad either because I don't think we found anything more than 3 yesterday. So try to do a landing here on the side here.
I'm pretty well today.
Yeah, this is actually surprising me because I've heard so many people say, you know, Daymar, 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 and then shortly thereafter them saying, yeah, Daymar's no more, it's not good anymore. Which just goes to show you, you know, too, you're kind of in a mining economy too. You know, if everyone goes to the same moon, there's a finite amount of spawned rocks to mine. So if everyone really does go to one location, we're all competing against one another. And if you're smart enough to kind of pop back and check out another moon, then you might actually end up going to something you know, less popular but actually more profitable to you.
Yeah. And if you ever get confused or need some help with cargo runs, there is a website called SC Trade Tools which can also help you out on what is the best to mine.
Oh yeah, that's a great one. I also, what's the one I use? for the mining, actually for the trade runs, the UEX, I think. We'll leave a link in the description for both those sites, though they're great. And you know, they really are your buddy. You have to kind of keep. Those are tried and true, tested routes and commodity prices. I think those things are going to be really important in the near future. Because right now the prices don't vary by much, right? I mean, they do, but
about 50 you know, in-game credits, which is not a lot.
yeah. I mean, it adds up if you're trading in a C2 or something, right? But but just like those routes, when you do follow those routes, those popular routes, you know, everybody's following those routes. And so there's an argument to be made that like the best strategy would be pick a route that is quick and less popular. And then just run it, you know, keep running it. And as far as minables, the value of minables, yeah, you get bonuses at the refinery if you mine Quantanium or other rocks. You can get a bonus, but it usually ends up not being worth it, especially because you're on a timer. You have no choice but to mine where the rock is, and that, you know, it's going to be in the Aran Belt or it's going to be in Lyria. Like, there's no other location for you to really be mining. So those pick your refinery then is mandated by the timer, because you can't go too far away. There's a little bit of a delay here in when those rocks actually break. I don't know if you saw that, Stark, but like...
Yeah, there is a bit of a flyaway. I think there's a bit of a glitch going on today.
Like, did you see my laser turn off? And
yes.
And when the rock broke was like 5 seconds later. And that's because...
It's a bit longer than that, the delay, but yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird bug I've been seeing. You just kind of have to wait for it to break.
Yeah, your laser isn't currently on according to this.
It's what?
Apparently your laser isn't on according to this.
Oh, really? It definitely is. In fact, I'm going to probably overcharge here.
Oh no, I can see it in third person, but I can't see it in first.
Yep, I just overcharged that. Shoot. I really didn't want to do that. That's what I get for getting distracted. I should not have done that. Oh, that's too bad. That's really going to hurt our profit margin here, because that was a bad blow there. Oh, shoot. Well, I'll try not to do that in the future. I mean, that's the best I can promise. It's going to happen. You know, I guess that's kind of part of the risk of mining. I mean, it's a small risk. I'm not dead. But it definitely, I think I definitely would add another, I don't know, 5 or 10 SCU. Maybe not 10, but yeah, I lost quite a bit there in that rock, but I got 2 out of the 3 broken correctly, so we'll scoop those up for sure. I only thought there was a 2 here anyway, and we are kind of at overtime, but we're going to record the exact time as soon as I get scooped and get back into the ship. We'll call that a lap, and then we'll head and sell these off and get the total value, which we know is going to be quite a bit more than what we made yesterday. And see how we feel. I think we'll call that the stream after we're done with that. And then we'll go back to Magda and give it another chance to pull into the lead. And I think I want to do this at least 3 times. Go to each moon 3 times at least. Because especially if we see a big variant between my first visit and my second visit, I'm going to try to average that out a little bit to get to a place where we feel comfortable with the number that we ended up with, so that we can call it an average, right? If I start... And I honestly don't believe Magda got a full average yesterday. I really don't. Because I barely got 20 SCUs at all. And we're at 37.2 right now, and I'm tracking these down a little bit more. But I'm not going to press my luck because we are kind of getting to a place where this rock is going to break down. That's just my guess. These things break down, and when they do, they don't give you a whole heck of a lot of warning. They look healthy and everything's cool, and then all of a sudden they're not. So I'm really kind of pressing my luck here. Okay. I just want to make sure that this moon gets its best. Did I miss a rock over there? Is there another rock over here for me to break? Or is that's actually a rock? Okay. It's an orange outline, and I was like, okay, that's weird. All right.
Is each rock color got a different color outline, or are they all the same? Just so you know.
Yeah, when you're looking at a rock, actually they are the same. The gemstones are exactly the same as the like Quantanium rocks or the other mineable rocks. It's just that they're so small, it's hard to see, but they are actually outlined, and they're outlined in orange or yellow, depending on your color preference. Oh, thank you for that light. Awesome, that's perfect.
It does come in
Yeah.
use sometimes.
Yeah,
Sometimes struggle. I don't know.
No, that was perfect. Yeah. Perfect timing, too. I was just like, okay. Okay, so we're good now and safe now that the rock is in the Nomad, because we can sell what we've harvested. We can sell right from the landing pad. We don't have to take the rock out to sell from it, which is kind of a nice... It wasn't always that way. In fact, when I first started rock mining, it definitely was not that way at all. But it's kind of a cool time saver, too, because if you want to get right back out there, you can. So we're going to do what we did yesterday, which is like sort of get into the pilot seat here. And then we're going to set the timer, stop that timer. And stopping it now. So we did go over. We did an hour 16, which is more than what we would normally have, than we did yesterday. But I kind of want to keep them in the ballpark of an hour for a session. And I think if we go over or a little under, we're going to record the total time anyway, so that'll be reflected. It's not going to, give us any kind of disadvantage. So what I'm going to do, Stark, is I'm going to head out and find a mining station on this moon, and then we're going to sell. Do you have any guesses how much you think we're going to make? You could probably look it up online. If you want.
I'm not going to cheat. You haven't cheated, so
Yeah.
I can't do that.
39,
I'd say about
40,
40,000 in-game credits.
You think it's going to be 40? I can tell you that it's going to be definitely more than 40.
100,000?
That's a good guess. So yesterday I did 74,250.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, so that we did more mining today than that for sure. We got more in that. Probably got more in that first cluster that I did. So that is. Then I did all day yesterday.
I'm gonna guess 98,000.
Yeah, you gotta lock in a guess. So you said 98. Okay. I'm not gonna.
98.5.
Yeah, I'm not gonna guess, but I would say, because I think you're pretty close. I think that's gonna be about what we run into. So I'm gonna go to Shubin Mining Facility, SCD1. That's where I'm gonna jump. You'll see my marker.
Yep.
And just to kind of summarize while we're doing this, here's some initial feedback or initial stats like I did yesterday. And I will definitely vet this by watching the stream and double checking all of these numbers. But Right now, we did an hour 16, almost an hour 17 minutes. We had 3 runs, and one took a considerable amount of time, 15 minutes. The other took about 15 minutes, and then the last one took about 7 minutes or so. So, again, I'm going to vet all those numbers. Those are the lap counts. So that I was trying to match, but to be more precise, I will go back and kind of refine those numbers. But this is all over the map, so we didn't really have a definitive average in today's mining session. We didn't see like what we saw yesterday, which was, hey, about every 7 minutes, you were stumbling across Hadanite. That's not the experience we had today, so that's another thing to point out, because if you're somebody who wants to be looking less and always be mining, even if it's on the smaller side of clusters, that may be important to you to remember that. And I will have the average run, so that'll be reflected in the final stats. But right now, we know this is going to be more than what we made yesterday. Stark thinks it's around 90 to 100,000. I think he's close. I think he's probably right. I'm going to say, closer to the 90, but we'll find out.
I have a slight problem. I am on 1% hydration.
Oh.
I had not paid attention to that during our session today.
Oh no. If you land real quick, I can help you out.
Thank you. That's also another thing you need to wear out, guys. Sometimes you need to keep an eye out on things.
Yeah.
Don't make the mistake that I've done.
Yeah, it's all too easy to do that, of course. So we'll, what I'm going to do you think you can make yourself to my ship, or do you want me to come to you?
We'll find out. I'm currently at 1 minute survival, so...
Yeah. I have...
We're coming in hot. We're coming in at 900 miles per hour, or whatever speed is in this game.
It's water that you need, not food.
That's the one.
Okay. I'll bring both in my backpack here, and I can come to you. So as soon as you land... Oh, you're in a not a Hornet. What are you in? You're in a Mustang.
I think
Alpha.
it is a Titan.
No, it's not a Titan. I know that for sure. That was my starter ship. As long as you don't crash into me.
2 minutes.
Yeah, you got plenty of time. Take it easy, and then just land it, and I'll deliver. The reason why I'm asking what type of ship you have is you don't have there's no way for me to get in your ship. You have to come out. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to get into my ship, or else you're going to suffocate when you try to drink. So land as closely and safely to my ship as you can. And then hop out and jump into my ship. We're in the same party, so... You should be able to do that, and then let me get in first, and I'll drop some water in there.
It's currently a struggle, because when you lose hydration, the game actually makes you act like you're dehydrated.
Yep.
And it's difficult to walk.
Okay, I'm gonna open this. Yeah, I'm gonna open this thing up. It did that for me automatically. Let's. No! I don't want to exit the ship. Okay.
Done it.
Okay.
Nope.
All right, hang on.
Enter ship.
Okay, yeah, you do it.
A minute.
Yeah, we can do this.
I'll turn my flashlight off in 2 seconds.
Do you see right in front of me, right on the ground, right in front of me? If you can walk forward. You're just sliding. And then you grab it, and it's all yours.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll get you some more too, because you're gonna need. If you're that low, you're gonna need more than one. You might need to step back a little. Well, drink first and let's get out of the emergency situation first.
Optimal level achieved 8%. That is certainly not optimal.
Yeah, if you hold your left mouse button down, you'll do a full guzzle.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
look down and then hold your right mouse button down, and you'll skip this drink little sips.
That's left mouse button, yeah?
Yes. Yep. It's not working? Yeah, keep it pressed down. It's a press and hold.
Yeah. No, it's not doing it for me.
Okay. Is that empty?
Oh,
Okay.
I finished it. Yeah.
All right, let me get you another one real quick because you're going to need it. Let me get you...
Interior of the ship is lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, I like it.
It's
I like it.
a piece of amazing artwork.
There's another one right there.
Thank you. Hopefully it'll work again this time. No, don't drop it. I'm having a bit of a glitchy moment.
Let me know if you need more, and then we'll... Yeah, so the ship that you are flying is not an Avenger Titan. It is a Mustang. It's a Mustang.
Alpha. That's the one.
Yeah. I was struggling with, and there's a Mustang Alpha and a Beta, and I think you might have the Alpha. It just depends which package you bought, but they look the same. Yeah.
I think it was A that I had.
Yeah, and as is tradition, I'll have like a link in the description for the Nomad. That one's already there, which give you some more information about the ship I'm flying, and then I'll throw the Mustang in there as well. So if you're interested in the ship that Stark is flying, you can check it out. I'm gonna go sell because I may.
Would it be okay if I come hitchhike with you?
Yeah, by all means. Now, if this is bugged, I will have to take the rock out. And that happens sometimes. Your light is striking again. I can't see where I'm going.
Oh no, I haven't got a remote access tool for my light.
Yeah, no kidding. We need that, right? Like, also, I should be able to close. Do you got your helmet back?
Need a BMW ship of keyrings, you know?
You put your helmet back on, right?
Oh, that does help.
Are you still in my ship? I hope you... Yeah, I thought I heard choking, so I'm not
It
sure.
says you've left.
Yeah. I'm going into cell.
Oh, okay.
Do you see what building I'm in? You can see my marker.
No, give me 2 seconds. Have we landed then?
Well, of course we landed. You're just in my ship.
Oh yeah, because we're at the same base, aren't we? Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought we landed midway towards where we're going. Sorry.
Oh, no. We're good to go. So I'm going to sell. Let's see if this shows up.
How much? We need to know how much is offering, because obviously...
Oh, it's bugging. I can't...
No.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to store the rock. So let's do that. A little bit more suspense until we figure out exactly how much money was made.
And that's it for today. No.
Yeah.
It'd be amazing if you could sell from your ship and not have to get out. That'd be very good.
Well,
Well.
yeah, you mean right from the actual cockpit? I mean, it's funny that you can't, right? Because you can request to get refueled, and oh, watch out there, buddy. I don't want to run into you, but I got to get. There we go.
Oh no, it's fine. I have health insurance.
Okay, so I need to store this. I'm gonna try to see where the pads are, but it's.
I think you landed right on the middle of it.
No, I'm trying to find where the blue pads are, the ones that you have to go to store your land vehicles. And that's going to be over here. There they are. I go the other way.
Another ship landing bay. And a car. You're dead in the center now.
Okay. No. I still haven't stored it, but I couldn't get into the door there, so. No, I'm sure it's some desyncing. It's still very bad in game where you're not seeing exactly where I am. So this has been stored now, so I can head back to where I was before to try to sell. So I think that building's back over here somewhere. Yeah, I think you're right. Oh, that is close. That's convenient. Is it? Okay, so Hadanite, you said around 100. You were saying 100 or 90, and it's 103. 103,400. I would say so. Yeah, 103. So we'll get these numbers kind of recorded. 103,000. Our time. I have to log back in to get that. Yeah, I'm not doing it from that point. I'm kind of keeping a start and stop that's consistent with what I did yesterday. So it's 1 hour 16 minutes. Yeah, and 50 seconds if we care about that. And so that would be Daymar. And we had 3 runs, just like we did at Magda. So for now, as soon as I officially sell this, got rock, grace, 103, yep, awesome. So for now, Daymar wins. You know, it was not close, but it wasn't a blowout, a total blowout. You know, 74,250 for an hour and 7 minutes, and that was an hour and 7 minutes, like tight. So you know, we gave ourselves, you know, and some additional time, you know, 9 minutes there. That we didn't have on Magda. So it's not a complete blowout because given the average of the amount of times that we've been seeing, that we were running across Hadanite on Magda, if I had given myself another 9 minutes, I would have, by our average, I would have found another cluster of Hadanite. I don't know if it would have closed the gap, but it would have brought them a little closer. We did have an overcharge. I had 2 overcharges today, and I only had 1 yesterday, so there's a little bit of a difference there. But I might keep track of that as well. But I mean, ultimately, I think right now the numbers that are the most important are what do you get, how quickly do you get it, and I think we're on our way to a pretty fair and balanced contest here, so I feel pretty good about that. I think we're going to end the stream here. We should get a selfie here. Let me
just if you go next to me.
Let me try to get a little closer here. There we go. That's a bit better. A little too close. Now you're facing the wrong direction.
Oh, I don't know if it was me twisting or if it's the camera.
There we go. Now just look up and we'll do it. If you move your mouse up, your head will actually go up or down. There we go. I'll just match you. There we go. Cool.
Are you taking this?
Yeah, I'm taking it. I just took 1, and I'll take a couple here.
Pretty good run today, though. That's for sure.
Yeah, it was fun, and it was good to have you on for sure. We'll definitely do it again, and we will be probably mining again tomorrow, and also on Friday. Tomorrow's a maybe. Friday is a definitely. So I'll keep things available. And this is a good time for me to mention that it would be great if you like and subscribe. We got another subscriber, hint, hint, maybe to the left of me there today.
Hello.
So, but we'll take one from you too. A like, a subscribe, a comment, all of that would be very much appreciated. We run a group called the Know Nothings on Discord, and the link is in the description. Please go check that out. Become a member. We're doing some ship giveaways. We're giving away a ship, which will be a rock. Hasn't been announced on the Discord server yet, but it will be a rock. We're also going to give away another set of the Zeus suit, which is a subscriber item. And we're going to give away 1 million space bucks. So at the end of October, that's how long you have. Go check out the Discord server and see how you can be eligible for one of those 3 prizes. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. And if you just take a little bit of time. So Stark, let's sign them off here, and we will cut to the goodbye thank you screen. So this is Yentra signing off.
See you in the verse.
Oh, repeat it. Let's do it right, like we rehearsed. Maybe even we didn't rehearse, but let's act like we did. I'll say, hey, this is Yentra. We'll see you in the next one. Now it's you.
And we'll see you in the verse.
Awesome. And we're putting on our nice sound, listening, and thanks again, everyone.